Welcome everyone to today's inspirational talk. I have this $100 bill in my hand, and one of you are going to get this without having to do any survey, no gimmicks behind it. One of you are going to get this $100 bill. But how many of you want this? I'm sure all of you are saying yes, definitely. Why not? But before I give this to you, I am going to crumple it up and ask you the same question. Do you still want this $100 bill? Okay. Yeah. Well, what if I was to take this bill, throw it on the floor, stomp on it a couple of times with my dirty, stinky feet, and ask you the same question? Do you still want this $100 bill? And you're saying, why not? Because no matter what I did with the money, it still had the same value. The value didn't decrease if I crumpled it up or if I stomped on it. And like that in life, we feel stomped on and crumpled up. And no matter what we're going through in life, always remember that it doesn't decrease your value. It doesn't define who you are. Whether you're crumpled up or whether you are nice and creased up, you are loved by God and those around you. Your worth is not defined by what you do for a living. Your worth is not defined by what you possess. Your worth is not defined by who you know. Your worth is defined by who you are. To understand who you are, let's look at a mantra written in the Ishavasya Upanishad. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what is that? Well, the most ancient text written in Sanskrit was around 1500 to 500 BCE, known as the Vedas, the 4 Vedas. So Upanishads are actually derived from the Vedas. They're just sections that were taken and emphasized on. So we're taking that literature and we're going to understand who we are. So looking at the mantra, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnmudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. This very powerful mantra has a deep meaning, which we probably won't understand by just seeing a literal translation. That is infinite. This is infinite. From the infinite is born. If you subtract infinite from infinite, infinite will remain. What does this mean? And how does this tell us who we are? Let me break this down for you in 3 parts so we can better understand. First, that is infinite and this is infinite. That meaning God, Brahma, divine, the limitless, the creator. That creator is infinite. It's purn. It's complete. It is full. It is whole. This is infinite. Meaning this world, this universe, this creation is also infinite. It is also whole. It is also full and complete. So the creator is infinite and the creation is infinite. Creation, the universe, the planets, the moon, the star, the earth, and in the earth, Mother Nature, trees, birds, animals, human beings. We're all infinite. So yes, you and I and all of us, we are complete in ourselves. Our nature is divine. We are infinite, limitless, powerful, courageous, and there's nothing we cannot achieve. That is our true nature. That is who we are. And moving on to the next segment. From the infinite comes forth. Or from the infinite is born. For example, from a mother, a child is born. A child in itself is complete, a complete being, a complete life. From a beautiful tree that is complete in its existence, another tree arises from a small tiny seed. That seed in itself is complete, it's pure. It is infinite, it is divine. And a beautiful tree is given birth to out of that small seed. What great ability that small seed has. In the ancient times, now we're talking about the times of the Vedas, which was 1500 to 500 BCE. At that time, education system was very different. Children actually left their homes and lived at school. And there they had gurus that taught them each subject. And then they had a spiritual guru that enlightened them, and that was the last part of education. When they received that enlightenment, that meant that they were ready to live life outside in the world as balanced individuals, as assets to humanity. That was the education system. Now, let's try to understand a bit more from an example of the Chandogya Upanishad, a part of the 4 Vedas. So in this Upanishad, there is a child by the name of Shvetketu. Shvetketu was so excited to be home because he felt so accomplished. He achieved so much. But there was one thing lacking, was that enlightenment. So his father asked Shvetketu, did you hear what you cannot hear with these ears? Did you see what you cannot see with these eyes? Did you experience the truth? And Shvetketu was stunned hearing these words. No, father, I didn't experience any of that. I don't understand what you're talking about. So the father said to grab a fruit from the tree. And he said, cut this fruit in half. So Shvetketu did as told, cut the fruit in half, and said, here, there's seeds inside. He said, now grab this tiny seed and cut that in half. What do you see, Shvetketu? Says, Father, inside this seed, there's nothing. He says, my child, that is what the ultimate reality is. That from this nothingness became this whole world. From this nothingness became you and I. From this nothingness became this vast tree. From this nothingness arrives everything. Shvetketu, that is the ultimate reality. You are a part of that. And to further explain, he says, grab a bucket of water, mix some salt in there, stir it around, and now take a sip. What does it taste like? Salty water. Well, now remove the salt from the water. Says, Father, how can I do that? He says, exactly, you can't. Because it is now in every part of this water. So similarly, you and I are a part of that divine. There is no way we can take the divine out of us. We are a part of him. So just as a mother gives birth to a child that is complete, a seed gives birth to a tree. And like that, God gave birth to us, his divine souls. That's why in the Bible it says, God made man in his own image. Leading us to the third segment, which says, if you subtract anything from the infinite, infinite remains. His Holiness, my Guru, Ashutosh Maharaj, explained. He said, the ocean is vast. It is limitless, infinite. Now, if you were to pour buckets of water out of the ocean, would that impact its vastness? Would it become less? Or vice versa, if you were to dump buckets of water into the ocean, would that increase the ocean? The ocean is infinite and will remain infinite whether you take buckets of water from it or you put buckets of water inside of it. So what does this example of the ocean illustrate? That the infinite is changeless. It's omniscient, omnipotent, limitless. And to understand now these three segments together and understand this entire mantra together, let me give you another example. Let's say during the day we go outside with a pot filled with water and we place the pot on the ground. And when we look up, we see the sun. And when we look down, we see the reflection of the sun in this pot of water. Now we add 4 or 5 more pots, and in each pot there is a reflection of the sun. Let's say that we accidentally kick one of the pots over and it breaks. So now there is no reflection in the pot. What I'm trying to say is that sun, that infinite, is complete in itself. And if the pot breaks, that doesn't impact its wholeness, its infiniteness. That pot represents this human body. And what we're used to doing is making the pot look so beautiful, not realizing that one day it's going to break. So what's going to matter at the end is the reflection of the sun inside the pot. So let me ask you, how divine are you? How connected are you? How evolved are you? Do you feel that you are a part of God, of the divine creation? Have you realized that? Are you awakened to your true potential? Are you self-aware? Because at the end, that is what's going to matter. Not how beautiful the pot looked, but how realized you were throughout life. Like it states in the Bible, when thine eyes be single, the whole body shall be full of light. Jesus Christ, a spiritual leader, a spiritual guru, what is he saying? He's saying that when these two eyes become one, your body will be full of light. What is this eye? This invisible eye this third eye. It has so many names. The Ajna chakra, the sixth chakra, the 10th door, the seat of the soul, Divya Chakshu, as they say in Sanskrit. This third eye, in science, we can say when the pineal gland is activated, the third eye opens and you experience profound visions within this living temple of God, right? Jesus said that we make those places of worship, those are man-made. We make temples, we make churches, we make mosques, and we make all these holy places. But God said, I made a holy place where you can worship me. And that is this living temple of God. So in here, there is a reflection of God. In here, God resides. And how do we see that? Well, through the opening of the third eye. When the third eye opens, you will then experience who you are and what God is. How does God look? What does he look like? Well, God is light, and light has no form, shape, or color. It can take any shape, any color, any form. So dear viewers, if you do some research about third eye opening, and you'll see that many say do this practice and it will happen eventually. Stare and gaze and it will happen eventually. But let me tell you something. When the Vedas were written in 1500 to 500 BCE, at that time, spiritual leaders, spiritual gurus were just blessed with such great science and such great experiences that those people at that time were actually where we are today. They had their pineal gland activated. They had their third eye opened. And today we're looking into that. We're searching for that. Science is searching for how that can happen. But our scriptures are saying that you need a spiritual guru. That is why Jesus Christ, the spiritual guru, manifested on earth. That is why Lord Krishna or Buddha or Lord Ram and so many other saints and sages manifest on earth. They're complete. They're infinite. And they know that because they're realized souls. But yet they still come on earth to show us the way. A guru is a bridge between us and God. So a guru's job on earth basically is to help us connect back to our source, to help us realize that we are infinite in nature. The role of a spiritual guru is to help open your third eye so you can evolve and you can move forward. And that is why Jesus Christ said, when thine eyes be single, the whole body shall be full of light. He blessed his disciples with that vision. Lord Krishna blessed his disciples with that vision. And today, His Holiness, Shri Ashutosh Maharaj, is blessing his disciples with that vision. Today, I can say with conviction, I have seen God with not these eyes, but that inner eye. I have seen who I am and where I come from. So, dear viewers, life is much more than what we see with these physical eyes. Life is beautiful when you view it through the third eye, because then you realize you are courageous, you are powerful, you are infinite, you are complete, you are competent, you are exactly what you need to be. You are perfect. So if you would like your third eye opened, if you would like to experience the divine, then I urge you to check out our website, because I'm sure you have many questions And those questions will probably be answered through our website. And if this is a bit overwhelming for you, or maybe you just want to start on building up that self-esteem and you're asking, how do I do so? Another way to increase the self-esteem is by listening to inspirational talks, is by reading spiritual books. In today's day and age, we have surrounded ourselves with so much of social media and TV and music, and it can be useful if used the right way. But unfortunately, there's a lot circulating in this world that is not helping us evolve. So we need to feed our minds with inspirational talks, with motivational talks that uplift us, that uplift our soul, that help us evolve. And what else can you do? Well, maybe you can't chant this mantra. I don't expect you to know it right away. Maybe you could learn it. Maybe you could just listen to it on YouTube. And if not, just chant Om. Om is a vibration. It's a sound. Om doesn't come in any language. It's just to describe the sound from which the universe was created. Jesus Christ says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The creation started from this word, this sound. And Om has the frequency, the same frequency as the universe, 432 hertz. So when you chant Om, you align yourself with the universe. You feel that calmness, that connectedness, that peace. So if nothing else, maybe just sitting quietly and just chanting Om will do so much for you. And if you want to take it further, get that eye open so you can see who you are. Because that is when your self-esteem will soar high. Because you know that you are not alone in this world. You are not created to suffer. You are not here by yourself. There is God with you every step of the way. Throughout your suffering, throughout your happiness, He is there inside of you, breathing and alive. But He is waiting for you to stop focusing on the world, but close the eyes and focus inside where He is and spend time with Him and see how beautiful life becomes. See how your life transforms in front of your eyes. The purpose of these videos is not to have 1,000 followers, but it is to reach out to just one soul, to make a difference in just one person's life, to lift just one person, to just help one soul. That is all we want to do, is just serve mankind, because that is what our Guru wants of us. This organization doesn't charge for teaching you any type of yoga, meditation, or even opening your third eye, because our Guru says that it is a human being's birthright to know where they came from, to unite with that source, to know God, to connect and to evolve. And that is why a true spiritual guide manifests on earth is for redemption, it's for salvation, it's for liberation, not to make any profit. We are here for you anytime you need us, because we truly urge to see you evolve and grow. So God bless, stay safe, and I wish you a happy journey towards a spiritual path. Do subscribe to this channel if you want to transform your life. Thank you.